Oh, dang.
We are live. Oh, dang, indeed. Casey gets an extra attack now.
Yeah.
Yay.
Chilling with the
Love
big boys. Okay, a couple of things before we start. I added a couple of handouts.
Ooh.
First,
I saw the Devil's
Okay.
Bargain on there.
yeah, we'll discuss that in a second. I made a handout for the Order of the Rainbow, which should be in everybody's handout sheet, which discusses all of the Knights of the Rainbow. Has
Love our Rainbow Knights.
short discussion about all of the knights therein. And then excuse me. All right, but the more important thing is we're going to discuss a new rule we're adding, the Devil's Bargain. So, this is a rule that like most of my rules I stole from Blades in the Dark.
Yeah.
So basically the way this works is as follows. There's a write-up in there. At any point before you make a roll, it has to be before you make the roll, you can ask for a Devil's Bargain. What basically means is if you accept the bargain, you get advantage. But something bad happens to you. Unavoidable, something bad happens to you. So it could be something small, like it fills a tick of a clock, or you lose an item, or you piss somebody off, or you lose a hit die, or you lose a death save. Who knows? It depends on the situation. The thing about this is that anybody is welcome to spitball this. This isn't just me. Like this is like at any point somebody can go, all right, give me a Devil's Bargain, and everybody in the group can start throwing out ideas. Ultimately, nobody has to accept it. If you could hear the idea and be like, that's tempting, but I don't think so. I don't like that idea. And ultimately, I am the arbiter of what flies because I'm the DM and that's my job. All right, so anybody have any questions about that? Some people have played Blades in the Dark before, so they're going to be fairly familiar with this rule. And it's a really fun way to add interaction in the game, add a little bit of drama. So, does anybody have any questions about that?
I like it.
Nope.
All right.
Fairly standard Blades rule.
Yep. All right. I think that is everything I wanted to cover before we started. I feel like there was something else, but I can't remember what it is, so whatever.
You wanted to let me level up to level 10.
Right, but then Blenda was in a tragic skiing accident and exploded.
Oh, dang it.
There's that Devil's Bargain.
Yeah.
Right. You get to level up, but you explode.
You know what? Can I take that anytime, or?
All right. Does anybody have any questions for me?
How are you doing?
I'm all right. Tired, but that's just a standard.
Okay.
How's your throat?
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's not bad. Doing voice recording again, so that's good.
Very
Podcast is over 90,000 downloads a month, so that's good.
Dang.
Wow.
Getting there. We're gonna hit 1 million total downloads. Maybe December, probably January.
That's big.
It's a big
That's
milestone.
huge.
I feel like it's all because of me, so
Yep.
I'm going to take that.
Yeah. Casey had a guest appearance in our latest episode, reprising a role.
Yeah.
His 3 lines were crucial. Crucial to the plot.
Awesome.
All
What
right.
was the third line?
Yeah, what were the 3 lines?
The
I thought
Dracula
he said the first 2. I thought the first
You
one
gotta-
was
you gotta
crucial, and then
download
crucial
it.
to the
Yeah, you
plot.
gotta listen.
Yeah.
You gotta download all of the episodes to hear it. That's how it works.
I don't give away that for free.
Come on, guys. We got a
I
December
mean, you give
deadline to
everything
make.
also for free.
RedKnightStories.com, everybody. I think that's right. Is that the right
Yeah,
website?
That's right.
Cross.
Hashtag ad. All right. Cool. So does anybody want to give us a recap of last week?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
All right. Kyle, who was not here,
Kyle, who
will
was
give
not
us
here.
the recap
What
of
happened?
last week.
All right, so here's what happened. Bledna disappeared, and nobody knows why.
That is true.
That you got it. Got it in one.
That
Well
is pretty
done.
much the entirety of the game right there.
Hanging out with the red caps over there.
I will say that Austin tried to steal Bledna's broom last week. He's like, I take Bledna's broom and I fly. And we're like, no.
I tried to use it.
No, it's got
Doesn't work that way.
the thing about the broom is it's got like it's like the battle rig from Mad Max. It's got a secret set of like switches and stuff that you have to do before.
You're sitting on a stick with a bunch of switches on it? That sounds horribly uncomfortable.
Hey, man.
Or counter argument.
You don't know what the switches do.
It's yeah. Man, there's a lot of jokes just laying there on the table. Okay. All right. Who wants to give a more less one-sided recap?
Sure.
I will
yeah, let Austin
designate-
do it.
I
Austin.
will designate Bobby.
Oh, no. You could do it. I don't mind.
No, I didn't want to. I wanted to
Okay.
give it up to you.
Okay. Yeah. So last game we dodged a bunch of your combats again.
Yeah.
We did that by
I remember
yeah.
where we ended.
This time Austin. Yeah. No, we ended. You're gonna love this, Kyle. Austin Sareth disguised himself as the what season is she again?
Spring?
Autumn? Spring?
Spring.
Autumn disguised himself as the spring eladrin that was recruiting people to get us out of the combat that Moral was about to get us into. Because he came across a red cap, and the red cap was like, "What you doing here?" And he's like, "What you doing here, you stupid little..." What did you call him again? I don't remember the insult. It was good though. That was Jim. Jim had some good insult for the red
called
cap.
them crusty midgets.
Yes,
That's
crusty
right.
midgets. That's right. And nearly started to fight a couple of times, but then Austin, with Sareth, quick thinking, came in and distracted the enemies and convinced them, because apparently we can get out of fighting in Steve's combats. Convinced them that they were in the wrong space and they needed to go elsewhere, and so they did. And then we continued south on the road and came up with the masterful plan on the way to disguise ourselves and or use your hat to disguise Moral. So basically we're disguising a bunch of people. We're not disguising Sareth because we're going to do the old bring the prisoner through the camp thing, that move. I think that's where we landed, right?
Yeah.
So
the stormtroopers and the Wookiee move.
Yeah, stormtroopers and the Wookiee move. We're going through the eladrin camp to get to where we're trying to get to.
Which is
So nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh yeah, that's an important thing that you maybe weren't here for. The whole area in the Feywild in Lord, you know how like in the normal material plane, Lords and the boundary of Lords is all encapsulated in that darkness. Apparently that's also true in the Feywild. And so nobody knows.
But it's not darkness, right? It's like a plague.
Well, blight is not specific. Could be darkness blight still.
That's true.
We will find that out if we get through this camp.
All right. Thank you, Bobby. Get inspiration. Other things to recall. Moral was almost taken off somewhere deep in the forest by the spirit of his dead wife.
Oh yeah, that's right. The creature that was definitely not the spirit of his dead wife. Yes.
Right. And I think that was the only other.
The dead wife?
Yeah.
The more
you know who the number one suspect is when it's a dead wife.
Well, you don't know the whole story.
Well, now I'm convinced of it.
Why don't you tell it backwards through a series of vignettes, like 2-minute vignettes?
Yeah, but if we do that, are we going to get to a point where suddenly the story stops and the wife who's actually alive starts telling the whole thing from her perspective?
Could be a real Rashomon episode.
I mean, obviously, that would start with me standing over her, covered in her blood, right?
Right.
It doesn't look good.
Then the
doesn't look
record
good.
scratches, and you hear, "You're probably wondering how I got here." All right.
Listen, I don't know what
have
you
a
thought
question
Moral's
for you.
backstory was, but we just found what his real backstory is now.
Okay. So, yeah,
Question?
we last left off. You guys were planning. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Casey.
Was the eladrin, the spring eladrin, Order of the Rainbow, was that Orme? Or that's just some random other person?
Oh, the person in the tavern.
Yeah.
It was no, she wasn't one of the Rainbow Knights. She was just an official.
Okay.
Yeah, you Casey, you have met a couple of them in your time in Autumn. You probably actually, let's see. You probably know Este. You probably don't know Ngole because he's weird and
Yeah.
he kind of comes and goes as he pleases, which from what you understand really pisses off the rest of his brethren, but this is like the Supreme Court. You got a job for life. And for Eladrin, that's a long time.
Long time.
But Este, you know Este, she's the hero of the people. And you don't, I don't know, what's your, did you ever work directly with her? Did you just know her, of her?
Yeah, I probably worked with her. You know, I wasn't very high up in terms of. I might have been in like a military planning meeting a couple times with her, and you know, she gave me orders probably.
Gotcha. Okay, no problem. Okay, so your plan, if I
She
recall.
might probably knows who I am.
Okay. Infamy. So as I recall, your plan, as somebody so succinctly put it, was the Stormtrooper and Wookiee plan.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So everybody explain your role to me in this plan. We'll start with Bobby. What's your role in this plan?
So, if memory serves, isn't the other part of this the
Just casting
Serrano de
Mage Armor on
Bergerac?
myself real fast.
Pretty sure there's also a Serrano de Bergerac part of this, and I think that is my part of my role to put the right words into Moral's mouth. Though I think we also learned that Moral was pretty fucking convincing, so we'll see if that's really even necessary.
Okay.
Well, because you were gonna do it through like minor illusion, but you could also just use your telepathy helm, right?
Yeah, that's true. I guess. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, but are you like one of the prisoners, or are you just part of the entourage?
I'm part of the entourage, not
Okay.
one of the prisoners.
Okay. Casey, what's the captain's role in this?
I am one of the soldiers, eladrin soldiers, that I have a tricky disguise on. And I will try not to speak as much as I should.
Very good. Kiwi, what's your role in this?
My understanding, my role is to talk to the strangers and see if they have any good food for us, right? Isn't that what we decided on? That I'm just supposed to make friends and get food?
Mm-hmm.
Get friends and make friends and get food.
Make
Okay.
friends? Like I just talk to people? That's what you all wanted me to do, right?
Okay, so Kiwi's doing Kiwi things, living her best life in the Feywild.
Shocking.
All right, Moral, what's your job here?
I am pretending to be the head Eladrin lady whose name is escaping me. Which is probably not helpful. What's her name?
I don't remember.
I've got it written down somewhere,
no.
I think.
Let's see.
It's not on the list. I've already looked.
I just put Rainbow Knights, Eladrin Press King. That's all I got.
Okay.
And Cletus. We got Cletus.
I'm sure it's very helpful. So yeah, I'm wearing a hat of disguise, and I'm playing as her.
Wait, hold on. One second, sorry.
And my voice is convincing.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
No
All right.
worries.
You're all good.
Okay, so did anybody find the girl's name?
No.
No.
I didn't write
Okay.
it down.
Okay, great.
Oh god.
What if can I make a history check?
No, you can't. Take
Cool.
notes. All right, Kyle.
Can I
what's-
make a devil's bargain? No, I'm kidding.
I mean,
I
you
remember other people
can.
because of this list. We got Eduardo Silvertooth.
I looked on the Black Arrow, but she wasn't on there.
All right, what's Bledna's role in this crazy plan?
Okay, so my understanding of this plan is I don't even know what we're sneaking into. What are we sneaking into?
The Eladrin camp.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm gonna be one of the red caps.
Okay, very good.
Ooh, that's a fun spell.
Altar, self. All right, looks good. Very doable. Very doable. All right.
So it
Wow.
hasn't occurred to anyone yet. If you haven't told Kiwi what to do in this plan, she's gonna get you killed. So you might want to deal with the fact that you have a stupid lizard child traveling with you and give her a job.
No, I think it's gonna be great, Grace. I'm really excited to see how
Fun.
this goes.
Grace, what's the worst that can happen?
Oh,
You're
someone
gonna
did say
find
it.
out.
All right, Austin, what's your role in this plan?
Apparently, I'm the only.
The only
It's
prisoner.
just me. I thought there were gonna be like 3 of us.
Apparently,
Apparently, I'm the prisoner. How about this? How about me and Kiwi are pretend to be prisoners? What do you think about that, Kiwi? You think that would be fun?
That
We're gonna
sounds
be
pretty
acting.
fun.
We're gonna do theater. We're gonna be acting together. Okay.
I can do that.
Great. What about Madge? Madge, you wanna pretend to be tied up with us?
Nope.
Not particularly.
Nope.
All right, you got yourselves Drow and a lizard folk. I have a question. There were 2 camps we were gonna have to sneak through, right?
no, just the one. But you don't know how big it is. You haven't gotten there yet.
Well, wasn't there the Eladrin one, and then there's also the one with the Shatter Kai?
The Shadow Kai, from what you understand, are on the other side of the mountains. You don't have any reliable intel about the Shadow Kai.
Okay. Just a very scared little satyr.
Right. Just a very scarce satyr.
Cool. Well, we know that there are Shatter Kai somewhere. But
Yes.
okay, great. There's only one. I was thinking we had to do this twice. Through an Eladrin settlement and a Shatter Kai settlement. But,
Well, you might have to do that, but that's a tomorrow problem.
We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
That's a future Seraph problem.
Is there a way I cannot actually be bound around the wrists? Can we make it look like I am?
Sure.
Is that possible?
Roll deception for me.
Oh,
Someone's got that
baby.
skill.
Baby, that's one of the only things I'm good at.
All right, very good. You make a very good. Yeah, you like have your wrists bound, but they're not actually bound. They're just kind of. Or you just have somebody wrap them around, and you're like, "Oh no, I'm tied."
Right.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Okay, so and then Moral has the Hat of the Skies, and he's gonna look like the Eladrin lady. And then okay, so Moral's leading the pack. All right, so you all
perfect
get
person.
y'all get into like how are you gonna be marching? Like what's it look like?
Well, I imagine Casey and I in the front, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Bobby, Magpie behind us with the red cap, and then the tied up people in the back.
Okay.
I think somebody should be behind the tied up people, so I'll be behind the tied up people.
Okay.
Who's
So like a
who's
2-1-2-1.
All right.
who's restraining us then? Is it?
I imagine we were kind of like holding the ropes that you're bound to,
Cool.
in a sense.
Okay. So as you guys are on the road, continuing south, as you get closer, you start running into pickets like scouts and guards. Moral, when they see you, a lot of them salute, and they all are, Lieutenant.
Hey, there it goes.
You fix it.
Yeah, I'm changing my maneuvering attack to parry.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because
Hold on, I'm gonna turn the light on real fast.
So yeah, all right. So yeah, everybody, Lieutenant, like a lot of the. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and he salutes back, or she does.
All right.
I should say.
So the forest kind of dips down to a valley and comes up, and you get your first glimpse of what you're going to be going through. There are thousands of soldiers filling a valley between the break of the forest and the foothills of the Yanwa Mountains. These mountains seem like these mountains. Everybody here has seen them, except for maybe Sereth. Everybody here has seen these mountains in the material realm, and they're mountains. It's a mountain range. They're impressive. In the Feywild, these mountains scrape the belly of the sky. They are impossible. And in between them, there's like a large grassy valley that stretches for several miles before you hit the pass. The pass in the mountains, it's almost like somebody took an axe and just chopped the mountain range. It is a clear, straight pass through.
Well,
But Casey, you see how many soldiers there are, and you start to hyperventilate.
Yeah.
There are, by your quick estimation, there are 3 legions. You know that the organization of the one of the reasons you're panicking is because the Eladrin don't really have standing militaries. They have more like traditional feudal thing where if there's an emergency, you can call upon your banners, and then the people may or may not show up, and it's a whole thing. The only way that you get this many soldiers in place is because the Order of the Rainbow calls an emergency, like an imperial emergency. So you detect you looking at the banners down the valley. There's 3 legions. There's the Red Legion, the Yellow Legion, and the Violet Legion. The Yellow Legion being your friend Este, who we discussed earlier.
Okay.
But yeah, there are approximately 14,000 people in that valley.
And Este was with the Red Legion?
Este is the yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah, Toure is the red, and the violet is RNL. You know that seeing the violet banners makes a lot of stuff starts making sense, because RNL is probably the second highest ranking. There's no official rankings in the order, but yes, there are. And RNL is second in command. And RNL is of the Winter Court. And RNL, ends justify the means, doesn't really cover her attitude towards things. She doesn't care about the means. She will do literally anything to get her to do whatever she's trying to do, and nothing's there's no boundaries. She will do literally anything to further her goals. Nothing is beneath her. The press ganging suddenly makes a lot of sense, because she's been known to, I need something, I'll just take it. If you have a problem, you can take it up with all the armed people behind me. You know that Toure, the Red Knight, is basically Mr. Paladin, or Lady Paladin lady. She's a upright, stalwart, strong, bold, decisive, everything that a good knight aspires to be. Toure is that person.
Gotcha.
So Toure and RNL don't get on super great. The fact that both of them are here together means that they're expecting bad things to happen. Which makes sense because after you get your bearings, you realize that the road you're on leads straight to the city of Vanye, which is roughly where Toure is in the material realm, which is a major wealthy spring city. So they're defending the road to the most vulnerable and tactical position. But anyway, that's all a long-winded way of saying there are thousands of soldiers in that valley of all shapes and sizes, because this is the Feywild. You see centaur cavalry. You see squadrons of pixies flying around. You see eladrin with beautiful armor. You see red caps occasionally playing a game of kickball, and you don't look too closely at the ball. It's all orderly. It's all organized. The banners are flying. And that is what you have chosen to get yourself through. And then we will throw you guys in here.
Oh, terrifying.
1 second.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, our options here are really great.
Like the Always Sunny style.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So this is going to be a classic skill challenge, folks.
Joy.
Whatever clock gets filled up first is the winner.
Just out of curiosity, whose idea was it to sneak through an encampment of 15,000 people?
I believe it was everyone but Morals.
Listen, I wanted to go over the mountain.
Yeah, you hear.
So, sneak through, or you could climb the giant mountain pass. Giant mountain.
But us can fly.
2 of you, maybe.
A few of us can fly temporarily.
Actually, everybody could have flown because the broom can be sent up to a mile away on its own.
Oh, cool. We can just circumvent Steve's next thing that he designed. Cool.
Yeah, that plan probably would not work.
So hang on. Before we get there, we all go on second thought. Let's not go to Camelot. It's a silly place.
It's a silly place.
It's a terrifying place.
We're going through. We'll hopefully not fuck this up.
Casey, you know that the path through the mountains is it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's several days travel through the pass. So yeah, the operation fly people hopscotch one person at a time over the mountains on a broom would not work super great. Plus altitude sickness. But yeah. So anyway, that's where you're at. And I'm gonna actually pull. Oh, yeah, probably don't need that aura on Sereth anymore. Oh, did not mean to do that. And Bledna. Serofate. Okay, so the way we're gonna do this is basically by turns. We'll organize you. Yeah.
The gang sneaks through.
That's the one we want.
There we go. Okay, there it is. All pretty. So, after somebody takes an action, we'll just move their token, over here-ish. So to denote that you've acted, and once everybody goes, everybody will refresh. So everybody's going to take an action that you think is going to help you collectively get through the encampment. It could be a skill check. It could be a spell. It could be all sorts of things. And then if it's a success, we fill in a tick of the clock. If it's a failure, we tick in the other clock. If you roll a critical failure, we fill in 2 of the opposite clock. If you roll critical success, we'll fill in 2 of your clock.
Cool.
Pretty
Yeah,
straightforward.
Seems fair. Seems fair.
Seems fair. Remember that we've introduced devil's bargains into this.
Put a time.
So if you're feeling like you need a little extra, go for it. Also note that you have inspiration, a lot of you. So that's a thing to remember before you start making rolls. One second, my son's standing over my shoulder.
I think I do. I do have inspiration.
What do we our cover?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, remember the cover.
Yep.
Everybody. I'm just like, remember the cover. What are we saying? Moral? You remember?
He's asking because he doesn't remember. Just, but I don't say that.
Hey, Bobby, can you read thoughts and relay messages back with your helmet?
Yeah.
Okay, I would love to have set up that if I tap my temple, that means read my thoughts.
Okay. I like that.
Cool.
That's cool.
Great.
Oh, I forgot. I have a Transmutation Stone now.
What does that do?
I'm also
Hold
curious.
on. Let me. It does different things, and it is.
Getting dark in here.
Not showing
So
up under here.
take off all your clothes.
You can give someone nice.
So
You can give someone a dark vision,
Yeah.
faster speed, proficiency in con saving throws. Or resistance to a bunch of stuff.
Oh my god.
What? Oh my god.
Oh, we just got a lot of stuff in the chat.
Oh.
You can create a transmuter stone that stores transmutation magic. You can benefit from the stone yourself or give it to another creature. The creature can benefit. When you create the stone, choose the benefit. Dark vision increases speed, proficiency, and con bonuses resistance to
So
stuff.
I'm giving myself increased speed of 10 feet.
Okay.
Smart.
So you can get out of dodge.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, also every time he casts a spell, a first level spell or
Transmutation
higher,
spell.
a transmutation spell,
I can change it.
you can change it.
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Hooked up I googled transmutation stone and it brought me to a fucking Elder Scrolls Online wiki. That's not what I'm looking for.
Nice.
Yeah, weirdly, it doesn't actually show up on the actual character sheet, or at least I didn't see it.
Well, it looks like you figured out where it is and what it does. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just had to go to like editing my character or whatever, but
okay. So we can do this one of two ways. I can present you guys with challenges that you can choose to overcome, or you can try and come up with scenarios yourself where that benefit your best skill rolls.
I just want to take on 1,000 eladrin.
I mean, that's very easy to do. Very easy to do. Very easy.
Let me roll 1,000 d20 for those attacks. 1 second. Oh, the game crashed because you're all dead.
Why don't you describe what we first approach, and then we kind of organically see what happens.
Sure, that's
I like
idea.
that idea.
Okay, so you guys, after panicking for a second, you guys start wandering down with Cletus. Don't forget Cletus.
Yeah.
Your magic talking donkey.
Does he roll?
We should probably make clear to Cletus he shouldn't be talking during this part.
Oh, am I a prisoner?
No, you're just this. You're helping us.
Oh, how do you want me to help?
You're doing a great job.
Oh, okay.
Being a donkey, just a regular old donkey.
Okay.
Right. You should try getting them to shut up. That's a real trick.
Whoa! Oh my God, he's talking in in a new accent. What's happening?
That was a Shrek quote, everyone. That was a Shrek quote.
I gotcha.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Shrek?
I'm kidding.
You're wow.
All right. New thing we're doing tonight.
Sorry, game's canceled
Shrek
on account of
Marathon.
Kyle's education.
Oh my god. All right. So, by the way, this picture of the people is all grayed out because I originally had like a different idea of how I wanted to set this whole thing up. Or I was gonna have this like in the background and have like things on top of it, and then I got lazy and didn't do that, and then realized just now that it's like looks like a washed out picture. Production value.
Foggy.
It's just foggy.
Yeah, sure, it's
yeah,
foggy.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Makes
that's
sense.
that helps us.
It's
It's
help us,
foggy.
though.
All right, so as you approach,
It's canon now.
it's canon that it's foggy.
Yes.
All right, so you approach in file, and yeah, as you approach, like there's like a clearly delineated like encampment. They've made earthworks like all the way around, and it's clearly been heavily fortified. Casey, you know that Este the Yellow Knight is really big on siege stuff, like tactical defense and stuff like that. So this is no big surprise.
Yeah, she's really smart. Really smart.
So as you approach, everybody sees Moral in his getup, and most people just salute. You do start getting a couple of dirty looks. Casey, you realize because Moral is not saluting back, because Moral doesn't know what the ranks look like in an Eladrin army.
Right.
So he's getting some dirty looks.
I'm gonna try to like elbow him and give him the like proper salute and like kind of like have him look at me and kind of but you know on my best down low type of thing that I can do.
Okay. So Moral, the captain like nudges you.
What?
Sorry.
Guys, we made the right call.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Sorry. Jim, get an inspiration point because it's gonna just be. I'm just paying that one forward. This is gonna pay dividends all night.
I already had one.
But you can give it to somebody else. It's fine.
I think we all have one. Kyle, do you have one?
I do not have one.
There we
We all
go.
have one.
No, Kyle said he does not.
Yeah. So
Kyle, you have one now.
he has one now.
Again, Jim.
Yeah, beautiful. It's gonna be like that.
Okay. You shouldn't have put the idiot in charge. Alright.
I can't wait.
We knew what we were doing. This
Uh,
was the right move.
This is where the real D&D starts. Okay. So,
I'll be like, sir, that was Captain so and so, and we salute.
Why'd you say sir? That's what you hear in your head.
I enjoy the fact that Kiwi is not going to be the one who ruins this.
hey, the night is young. We still got an hour and a half of time for Kiwi to mess something up.
Let's just get to me because I have a great way to sneak through.
All right. Well, I do the salute that he shows me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Moral, why don't you go ahead and we're going to make your first roll a performance roll.
Oh, very nice.
Remembering who to salute. Okay. Well, gonna be honest, we've had better rolls. So we're gonna fill one of those. We're gonna move a little over here.
Oh shit.
So
Starting off strong.
So, like, Captain, you try to, you're like, that was the salute, and Moral, you're like, you still don't really know who, so you just start saluting to everybody, and it starts getting a little confusing. Like people are like, you have like privates like, okay, cool. You know, you have like a satyr walks by, you're like, and the satyr's like, I'm just carrying a hod. Like I don't know what's going on.
Like,
Yeah.
does it like cause it a commotion? Like the satyr like is carrying like buckets and like he drops everything and like
Yeah.
salutes back on accident.
Yeah,
and-
I like it. I love it. Yeah, it's
that's
causing
good.
you guys to get some serious attention's being drawn to you that you don't want. Like moral.
Oh man.
All right. So you guys get to the outer gate of the encampment, and there's two eladrin there, and they both salute Moral. Say, "Oh, Lieutenant, welcome back. That's interesting. I thought you got here. Thought you should return yesterday."
Shoot.
I had to come escort these prisoners into the camp.
Oh, okay. Are you feeling all right, ma'am? Because you sound a little hoarse.
I feel fine.
Oh, very good. Well,
I'll probably step forward and say, we have a delicate prisoner we need to get through right away.
I told you I'm not saying nothing about Lolth and the Raven Queen, alright? Not saying nothing.
That was that your like weird like Tom Holland voice? What's happening
Yeah.
here? Okay.
That's his drow voice.
No, my drow voice is Australian. They obviously come from down under.
all right. Casey, why don't you go ahead and make me a deception check? Actually, hold on.
Can I give him the help action?
Yeah, why don't you make a you can give him the help action. That'll take your turn. Like your action
Great.
will be to do that. So you can make a deception check with advantage, Casey.
Okay.
All right.
Move my guy over here.
And we'll move Sarah over here as well. All right. So they're like, "Oh, yes, sir." And they open the gates, and they wave you guys in. You are inside the encampment. Very orderly, very organized. Like I said before, there's an amalgam of different Fey species. People of all sorts of ancestries running around. It looks like a magical fairyland. It looks like Disneyland threw up into a jackboot. It's pretty wild. Kiwi, what do you think would be the most distracting thing for Kiwi?
The most distracting thing. Oh boy.
Because there's a lot going on. There's different new people and new foods, and people have wings and hooves, and there's food, a lot of cook pots.
Smells. Yeah.
Yeah, millions of new smells.
Well, Kiwi is always interested in trying new foods.
Kiwi is a tied up prisoner, right?
Kiwi is a tied up prisoner.
Well,
Perfect. Just checking.
well, hold on. Who is she tied up or is she tied up? I believe Sereth was in charge of tying the knots.
Oh, well then
Oh,
better
I
ask
didn't know
Sareth.
if Sareth tied me
It's up
for
to
real or
Sareth?
not.
Yeah.
Kiwi is very bound and gagged.
Okay.
Right, we're acting, Kiwi.
Well,
Am I a better actor than you since I got the real knot?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. I just wanted to hear something authentic.
We're method acting.
Would it be opposed roles between
Listen,
the knot tying and
if
the-
Kiwi wants to break out, I mean, that's an easy rule. That's just an athletics rule, right? Or a
Keep
dex or
breaking it.
athletics. Yeah.
That's tough, but
But yeah, so anyway, what would Kiwi find the most distracting?
Kiwi would be all about the food, especially if there was a big friendly group of people sitting around food, laughing and having fun, and she wanted to join.
Okay. You know, it's crazy. You see these 3 old ladies that you're walking past, and they've got this big iron cauldron that's just bubbling, and you've never smelled anything like it. And these old ladies are cackling. They just seem like they're having the time of their lives. They've got a big spoon that's made out of like a bone that they're using to stir the pot. They're throwing in all sorts of interesting stuff. Eyes, tongues, a red cap, all sorts of stuff's going in this pot. They're seasoning it with, you're not really sure what it is, but it's making the smoke turn blue, which is pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Hey, Mr. Sereth, I'm kind of bored of this game. I don't think I like this anymore. I'm gonna go try the stew.
Right, don't do that. Listen, Kiwi, remember what I said? Remember when we learned that if you eat anything in the Feywild, you can't leave the Feywild?
I already ate food.
No, exactly. If you eat any more, you can never leave.
If these ladies are gonna be my new mommies, it wouldn't be that bad anyway. They seem
Kiwi.
really nice.
Kiwi, what about your dad? You'll never be able to see him again.
Oh.
What about your papa? If you get if you get 3 new mamas, you're not gonna have room for a papa anymore.
Or will?
Kiwi, why don't you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh boy.
Wait, we get a bonus
Good
to that.
try, Sarah. This isn't gonna go well.
Wait, we get a bonus to that, right?
For moral, if he's
Yeah.
within 10 feet of Kiwi.
Which he probably is.
He probably isn't, actually, because he's standing in the front. He's leading you guys through. There's at least 2 other people.
10 feet?
No, there's just one. There'd be just, if it's a straight line, it would be Moral.
Captain, you.
No, I said I was behind everybody.
Oh, you're behind everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it would be just within 10 feet.
It depends if Kiwi's ahead of Sereth.
Oh, I thought they were side by side.
Yeah, I kind of had them side by side in my head as well.
Or I had like a 2-1-2-1 idea.
2-1-2-1. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'll give you that. All right. Good news. Kiwi, you managed to not break free of your bonds and go eat delicious food with your new trio of moms. Though, gotta be honest though, you feel like it was a missed opportunity.
I think it was a missed opportunity.
Kiwi, listen,
But I
I'm
do
so
trust-
proud of you.
I do trust Mr. Sereth.
Proud of you, friend.
All right. You guys continue along a little bit way. So there's actually a broad avenue that they've made that leads through. At one point, you guys have to make a short detour because a brownie has made a mushroom circle in the middle of an intersection, and he's getting yelled at by a bunch of engineers. You can't put the magic circle in the intersection of an army! And they're like, I don't care whose your mother you are. It doesn't matter. Get it out of here. That sort of thing. So you have to make a short detour. And then you guys run into a group of eladrin in violet colors who see all of these people. You guys are the prisoners, and one of the guys in charge, he's got captain's marks on his collar. He's like, "Oh, excellent, more prisoners. We'll take it from here."
Can I? Oh god. So I'm gonna try to make a deception check on the captain.
Doing what?
I'm going to say. Okay, I gotta figure out the right way to word it. At the gates, Fomorian. Trouble.
All right, roll deception.
Okay, roll deception.
Oh, very
Dang.
good.
Oh, this might be interesting.
Okay. So they all look at each other, and one of them is like, I didn't hear any report about that. Like, we should go check it out. All right, take these prisoners to the... And he gives you, like, someplace in the encampment. Like, it's clearly the prison area. And then they rush off.
Okay, I guess that'll move me over here into the aura.
Yep.
That leaves just Kyle.
Just
Hurry up,
Cat.
but,
I cast Fireball. Kidding,
Got him.
I'm
Got
kidding. I'm
him.
kidding.
So do we mark one up in both categories?
Listen, it is always morally correct to cast Fireball, okay?
Is that true, Jim?
No, my actual. So like, I want to go like as we're walking by like a group of Fey people. I want to cast prestidigitation. You know what I'm trying to say.
I do.
Yeah.
Can you say it for me one more time?
What is it?
Yeah,
What are you
can we
casting?
hear it?
You can look at it. You can look at it.
No, I can't read.
Well, that seems like a you problem.
No, I don't know. what you're casting.
Particularly, I like the idea of an odd odor. And I'm going to make it seem like some Fey centaur or something just released the worst fart anybody has ever smelled. And
Kind of
cause a little
timing that for when someone might be otherwise looking at us.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Okay. Kyle, why don't you go ahead and make me a deception check with advantage?
Hold on.
Oh,
I'm gonna use.
Right.
Can I use give him bardic inspiration?
It depends on how much attention you want to bring to yourself.
Nope. Just kidding.
Well, it's pretty good.
Oh.
One more time.
Well, it's gonna be hard to beat up.
Okay.
Ah,
Or you can
meant
just
to be.
roll the
It is
same
meant
thing
to be.
twice.
Damn, man. Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you guys you see more of those soldiers rolling up. Probably commotion caused by, because when the guy was leaving, when the violet soldiers start leading, one of them like pulls out a horn and blows it, and more of those violet eladrin start rolling up to you guys. And yeah, Kyle, you're like, prestidigitation, and they wind up detouring because. And there's a very embarrassed looking centaur standing there.
Oh.
All
If we have a
right.
devil's bargain later, that centaur should become an enemy of ours.
I will hunt you down.
You made me lose face. You will die.
All right.
that centaur will be the centaur that I play in our next campaign.
Very good.
All right. So you guys are progressing pretty well. You're getting through there. You're getting through the camp. It's going okay. Things are going well, even. Does anybody have any autonomous actions they want to take, or do you want me to just keep going?
How far through are we as far as like camp?
You're more than halfway through.
Okay.
What are we up ahead? Like what are we looking at?
Like I said, it's mostly like a broad avenue with tents lined up.
Okay.
It does look like so Casey, it does look like this avenue is leading you uncomfortably close to the yellow command tent.
Okay.
Is the yellow command tent where Este would be?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
And Este is the goody two shoes paladin one?
No, that's the red one.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Just quietly, like tomorrow, should we try to take a little detour to around that area?
Wherever you think is best. Quietly, of course.
Okay. I'm going to try to circumvent that area. So we might have to step off the broad pathway here and see if I can navigate around that area.
All right, roll me survival.
This time I kind of wanted. How good's your survival, Casey? Do you want me to use my action to give you some bonuses?
Hang on.
Okay.
He's thinking.
You make the call.
He's playing the. He's calculating the odds.
You do have inspiration, I guess.
Never tell me the odds.
I'm gonna burn my inspiration here.
Ooh, good
Oh,
you
choice.
did.
God.
Good
Good
choice,
God.
Casey.
Oh, that could have been so bad.
Yeah.
Good choice of inspiration, Burn. Sorry, mosquito.
Mosquito? Yeah.
Mosquito.
like-
Listen, guys, combats are one thing. I don't know why just ability checks get me so nervous.
Because it's a binary thing, right? It's usually
Yeah.
like pass fail. What's it gonna be?
Mhm.
Combat, you miss an attack, we're like, yeah, I get one next turn. Ability checks, not necessarily.
Mhm. Mhm.
Woo!
All right, so Captain, you lead people away from the yellow command tent, a little bit deeper into red territory, but that's okay. You know, that's an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we're doing great.
And you keep going in a generally southern direction.
I kind of like to think at some point someone tries to stop us and says, you're not supposed to go this way.
Okay, I like it. So yeah,
And then I'm going to walk up to them.
Get out of our way.
all right, roll me intimidation.
Absolutely.
Do you want? No, never mind. You're good. Nice.
All right. Very good. All right, so we're actually going to say, like, you actually get to, like, the rear gate, and they're like, oh, the guy's like, sir, you're not I'm sorry, ma'am, you're not allowed to exit the camp without authorization.
Am I supposed to say it again?
Do it. Say it again.
Say it again. Do the line.
Get out of our way.
Can that just be Moral's new voice, like, from now on? Like this experience awoke something in Moral, and it's like a lifestyle change, because that'd be fantastic.
Listen, looks like
I'm
we might
keeping
have found out. You better give that hat back, buddy.
Feel comfortable in my new skin, you know?
All right, so yeah, you get out of my way, and the guards kind of like look at each other, and they're like, okay, yes, ma'am, and they salute, and they open the gate, and you guys walk through, and the gate closes behind you. You're still a couple of miles to the pass, but you are through the encampment due to some incredibly good skill rolls, may I just say.
Yeah.
Excuse you, and also one disgusting fart.
One disgusting fart.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not trying to take away from your flatulence.
Yes.
No,
That was
I
1/6 the win.
I love that Kiwi's contribution was just not fucking up royally.
That's an important contribution. You could have definitely fucked things up for us.
If it makes you
You
feel
did
better, Grace,
great.
I was hoping that you'd fail that roll.
Kind
That
of
would've
was
been fun.
really curious to see what would happen. So
Oh, so much fun
part of me
stuff.
was hoping I failed it too.
It's just a little ball of chaos.
Can you let us know what would have happened?
Yeah, Kiwi would have started partying with a coven of hags. I mean, it was.
I thought.
What
Gotta-
would have happened if she ate their stew?
Who knows? Ask
I
Bledna.
hate that.
He would have turned into a dwarf.
It would have been super. It would have been super funny if we
Damn it.
continued the trade of every game. Grace eats something and turns into something else.
Into a dwarf again.
Always a dwarf.
Always a dwarf. Always a bridesmaid.
But still a dwarf that has the barbarian tails, claws, and maw.
Look, Nanny Poo Poo was an outstanding citizen, and she would have never have used her magic to turn people against the will.
Of course not. Nanny Poo Poo is a kind-hearted old woman who fed us tea and did nothing untoward.
Right. And did not eat an entire village of people.
Of course not.
Of
That we
course
know
not.
of. Look, we're not saying that she didn't do that, Casey. All right. We just don't know that she did do that.
Right.
Look,
There's a
no
big difference.
body, no crime.
Yeah, see?
I mean, there was a mountain of bodies right at the entrance of the place. It was a pile of bones. Anyway, we just revisit
Excuse
that
me,
later.
that's not bodies, that's bones.
It was a mountain of human bones.
You can't prove it.
We did.
I don't think you did.
It's true. They could be elvish.
You a bone
Just
doctor
gonna-
all of a sudden?
I'm just gonna buy the mod and post the fucking page that proves that I'm right.
Bobby, but if you do that,
Please
it's much
don't.
less fun.
Wait, actually, I just realized we got to stop talking about Nanny Poo Poo. My nephews are watching, and we're eventually going to play that one.
Oh, okay.
One of them is doing a Bob Ross thinking face in the chat.
Oh no! You know!
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
No!
Don't worry, she's a lawful good hag who is super, super helpful.
Oh man!
It was helpful.
She was helpful.
Yeah, she was.
She gave us magic items.
That's true.
She
That's
served
true.
us tea. She was great.
She helped out in a big way.
Big way. Very helpful.
So we leave the camp.
Let me take a short bio break.
No!
Yes.
They know!
He needs to think of the next thing.
We're just gonna go use the restroom and give you a chance to try and salvage this. All right, we'll be right back.
Was it cast invisibility and or fly and fly away? That was mine.
Oh, it should have been.
This was mine.
See, I thought you were going to post fireball in the chat. So,
So did I. I really did. This was my plan. That's just a fireball. Yep.
just a fireball?
Weird spell.
I'll show you just a fireball.
Roderick is a
Kyle.
good spell.
I just realized you
Yes.
weren't here. Did you ever roll to increase your hit points?
I did. I rolled
Okay.
that. If you scroll up, the very first roll of today
Oh, nice.
was my hit point roll.
Did you roll max? Because that's what everyone else did except Casey.
I rolled a 4.
All right. I think Casey might have done that too.
I mean, I only get a D6, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many?
Like a
Oh yeah. How many
D6,
total hit points?
like a
does-
D6.
Nice.
I'm at
Allison.
30.
Oh, okay. There you go.
You almost caught me.
Oh my God.
What are you at,
No,
like
you're not.
90?
You're not at 30.
No, I'm at 47.
Yeah. Casey is the second lowest HP in the party after the wizard.
Oh, he's got that going for him, though.
Yeah, that's right.
You're beating
He can take the wizard.
I mean, he's destroyed his liver.
Yeah, I mean, it fits. You're role
Cirrhosis
playing
is
your
the
character
bitch.
super well.
It really is.
All right. Does anybody have any questions before we continue on?
1. Are we level 7?
No.
Okay, just checking.
We're at level 8, obviously.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim. You
Yeah.
invoked your blood bond powers with Stephen.
Mhm. He has not said no yet. So
I know.
keep that in mind.
Oh, is that it? Do I have to say no? I didn't realize.
So what's the D for 1 level? Because I'm going to double that.
Hold on a
I mean, we just got through a whole camp.
second. You did.
We did 14,000
serious
eladrin
XP.
later. That's a lot of XP.
Yeah.
Wait,
just got
we
ran
didn't-
through the
hang on.
high level dungeon. We got some serious XP going.
We didn't just level up. Okay, let's go back and kill every single one. Fireball's ready. Cast invisibility. We've got this.
All right. 1 second.
Come on, what can 1,000 red caps do?
It wasn't 1,000 red caps. It was 1,000 troops.
Oh, even better.
Even better.
Was it only 1,000?
It's just 1,000. We could have taken them no problem.
One second, guys.
It looked like Lannisters, though. That makes me nervous.
Yeah.
1 second. Setting something up real quick that I should have set up earlier, but I didn't.
No worries.
Honestly, expected that whole.
So what
thing to-
everyone get from level 6?
I got extra attack and like a handful of hit points.
Nice.
I got 3rd level spells, and also my bardic inspiration die goes up to D8, and I get them back on a short rest.
That's huge.
Yeah,
Great.
it's a good level. But the level, the 6th level one is particularly cool for eloquence because if you use bardic inspiration and fail, you keep it,
Ooh.
which I think is a
Heck yeah.
super badass. Anyway,
Yeah.
I
That's
just looked. I
great.
looked ahead one level and I was like, "Wow! I didn't know that that's what it did. That's cool."
Yeah.
Oh, right, because you took a level of cleric, right?
I did. I took the level of cleric because I figured I was the heal bard for the party. Which,
What type of-
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, life
type-
cleric.
what-
Yeah.
What did Sereth get?
I got a new spell. I can now summon shadows. Big surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a cursed specter, which is going to be real fun.
Oh, that's the thing. Okay, yeah.
Oh, I
understand.
didn't put the specter in. That's what I was supposed to do. I'm sorry. I feel bad.
It's okay.
I'll figure it
No,
out.
it's all good. I got the stats up just for a specter, but yeah, I can like turn people into ghosts now, which is fun.
I mean, technically, most people in the party could do that. So
Yeah.
Prove
Fireball.
it.
Fireball.
Prove it.
It's a
Prove
they're a ghost
they are
now.
ghosts now. No. That's not what a ghost is. A ghost is someone who died without finishing something crucial that they had to do and are bound to this world. I can do that to people.
all right, easy there, Sparky.
Yeah. All he has to do, like all that is Kyle making an investigation roll before he fireballs someone. Do you have a really important task that you're working on? You do? Okay.
Explosion!
I made a ghost too.
Hey, are you trying to deliver anything to someone? It's like, oh, you are? Cool.
Okay, so you guys cross the valley, the plain valley, the grassy valley. And at one point, you think you hear like a cry go up behind you, but everybody just kind of keeps motoring.
Don't look back. Keep going.
And you guys
prize for fight.
reach
As
the
we're-
pass by nightfall.
Okay.
As we were hot stepping it, I think Sereth was like, so is it going to be a problem when they all realize there's Neff and Morian at the gate and they just let a bunch of prisoners leave?
Yes.
Yep.
100%.
Right, we should go. We should get out of the Feywild.
100%.
Yeah, we can either find a place to hide or just keep on pushing through the night.
How far are we?
That,
from where we have
if
to
we
go?
step off the road.
Keep on pushing through the night.
Yeah.
Not a
Maybe we
guarantee.
take like an hour break and then.
I don't think a break is good.
I don't need it, but I don't know if anyone got anything back from it.
Definitely no break.
Great, let's
Absolutely.
run.
We can keep going.
Sprint through the night.
Marching.
All right, forced march. Everybody make me Constitution saving throws. Pew pew pew.
Good thing I used my
Everyone's near me,
inspiration
right?
already. I'm the best at Constitutions.
Oof.
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 Oof. It's all
Oh,
up to you, Casey. It's all up to you.
What would be a devil's advocate?
we all get a
Devil's
+3
bargain.
by the way.
You want
Can I
to?
give Casey my inspiration?
No, you cannot.
Steve, I've
Casey-
got a devil's bargain for this one.
Sure.
All right.
Wait, hold on a
so,
sec. We all get +3, right?
yes, everyone gets +3. Guess what? Your 7 is not going to do it. 13, though. Jim, did Jim make it with a 13?
Actually, I'm gonna look that up.
Okay. Devil's bargain idea. Yeah, he gets advantage on the roll, but we run into a pack of red caps on
You
their
know
way
what?
back
I like it.
to the
You know
camp
what? I like it. I like it.
if he fails.
I like
Or
it.
is it either way? Is it just like a thing that
I
happens?
think it's either way.
Oh, okay, cool. It's just a way to give Steve the chance to actually throw the red cap fight at us, but like
You know what? I think it's great.
Jim, that will make it with your saving throw. So you're good. So yeah, so Bob, your devil's bargain is that Casey makes it, or Casey gets advantage on the roll, but you guys run into red caps, a red cap patrol.
I actually really like what you just suggested. Casey makes it, but we run into a bunch.
yeah, that's true. It's just a guarantee because yeah.
Fortunately, that's not how the rule works. You get a bonus.
Yeah.
We can also modify it and say Casey makes the roll, but the encampment definitely knows where you guys were headed. I think I like that one a little bit better because it doesn't really make sense for there to be a red cap patrol in the mountains. And
They're working their way back to the.
I don't want to have a whole ass encounter as a part of a devil's bargain right now. Even
That's
though to be fair, super tempting because I really want to fucking drop kick you guys off a mountain. But yeah, so let's say
With a
that
couple of
Casey, you get advantage on the roll, but the encampment definitely knows
that they were screwed with.
and I will be ticking up a clock. I will tick up a
He hasn't
clock.
taken the deal yet.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Will you shush? I will tick up the hunt clock by 1.
Tippity
All right,
tick.
let's do it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we go
Yeah,
here,
Patient saving throw.
and then multi-sided, choose side. The hunt goes up by 1.
Here we go. I'm ready to click the thing.
All right, click it.
Woo!
All right. So you're not exhausted. Sereth and Bledna take 1 level of exhaustion as you.
How do I do that in here?
I think there's a thing on the character sheet.
Yeah, it's right above your inventory. There's exhaustion level.
Your attacks, yeah. Below death saves.
Ah.
Aha. Very good.
Right.
All right, you guys march through the night. It'll take you 1 more day of travel to get all the way through the mountains. Are you
You said
going?
we have a point of exhaustion.
Bledna and Sereth do, yes. Everybody else is fine. If you decide to keep marching, the roll is going to be significantly higher.
How far have we come at this point?
You're about halfway through. You're like 1 forced march to get 1 more forced march to get through the pass.
We gotta keep going, right? They know that.
Those that are exhausted, those that are exhausted are gonna have
We'll get
disadvantage.
a disadvantage on that roll. Yeah, we might need to instead find somewhere that we can, hide.
I mean, I can do tiny hut.
That would be a great use of that spell.
That's a
If
great idea.
we find a good spot for it, sure.
We should
Yeah, I
stay
mean-
on the road, though, right?
Well,
That's
if
the
we did
trick.
it off
No,
the road,
I
we'll
disagree.
still be okay. Or until we leave the hut, at least.
Hey, Moral ain't scared.
Yeah, but moral, 1,000 troops know where we are now.
What did I say?
Harmless.
If we're gonna rest, I do say we go off the road and
Yeah.
Right.
Only just because we have tiny hut, because then we can rest stealthily.
Oh, what does tiny hut exactly do? Because it's not invisible, right? It's just impenetrable.
It's a 10-foot immobile dome of force.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So.
And we can see through it, but other people can't see into it, right?
Creatures
Yes,
and objects within the dome, when you cast a spell, can move through it freely. All other creatures are barred from passing through it. Spells and effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. The atmosphere. So you can command the spell to become dimly lit or dark. It is opaque from the outside of any color you choose, but is transparent from the inside. Right. So you can't see into it.
Can be dispelled, as we learned in Tomb of Annihilation.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Sack of crap. All right. All right, so you guys are gonna camp off the road.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Inside.
Yeah, we need
the
to find a
tiny
place to hide that thing, though. Is what we need to do first.
Now looking
Alright.
for something. Good hidey spot.
It would actually be survival, Grace, not nature.
Oops.
But-
Wrong button. Survival. Okay.
Even better. All right. So
Yeah.
I'm just good at finding comfy spots.
Kiwi, you actually find a nice, dry, comfortable cave in the mountainside.
That's very convenient for a tiny hut.
It's almost like it was made for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to keep casting a cow. No, we know
I
what you're
didn't
doing.
cast it the first time. I just displayed it.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I'm getting my
Now I
point
cast it. Now I casted it.
Now you cast
so that it actually, I mean, I'm not going to matter because hopefully we get a long rest. But
Captain, we should probably still sleep in shifts, yeah? Meditate in shifts.
Yeah.
Since I found a
You
nice,
can go first. I'll take first watch.
All
I
right.
found a nice cave. The tiny hut should get to be purple though.
Up to
It's
blood now, I
important.
think.
Blood now.
Hopefully.
Blood now.
Akiwe, I think the point
of you trying to
hide the tiny hut.
It's in a cave. It'll be okay. It should be purple.
Well, all right, we'll make it a deep, dark purple.
Oh, excuse me.
I cast Mage Armor on myself before I go to sleep.
That's fair.
Just wreathed in shadows, sleeping.
I was not prepared for you guys to sleep in a cave. All right. So, all right. So everybody can fit in the cave. Like, that's not a problem. Cletus is like, I don't want to brag, but I think that the reason we got through all this was because of my superlative acting skills. I don't want to brag, but I was part of Donkey Youth Theater when I was a wee donkey.
Cletus, listen, you were a very convincing ass, alright?
Right. Yeah. Ooh. We don't use the A word anymore.
It's so funny because you've been calling me Drow ever since I knew you, so.
But you are a drow.
No, okay, alright, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. What would you like to be called?
You can call me Sereth, actually.
Right,
We're
but
living, breathing people.
right. No, I know. But like, if somebody was to say like, "Hey, is that drow your friend?" Should I be
Buddy,
like,
I'm just pinning your tail, alright? It's fine.
But ooh, you can't. The P word is also really.
Oh, we can't say that. I
No.
didn't know that one.
You know,
so I'm glad that
I
you
am a
told me.
sensitive individual, Sarah. Okay.
All right, listen, Cletus.
I was a
am
theater
sorry about
major.
that one. You were in what?
What do you mean in what? What, you think that donkeys don't go to finishing school?
I've overstepped clearly, and I apologize for it.
Apology accepted. I've consumed a book, which
What roles did you play in theater school?
it's kind of embarrassing actually. But Midsummer Night's Midsummer Night's Dream.
Right, please tell me you had to put on a human face.
Of course, yeah, I had to wear a dress, and it was.
Wait, they still do human face?
Yeah, it was. It was a thing. We lost a lot of funding.
I don't think you should let your social media page know that.
No, I don't do social media. That's how the liberal media get. No, I'm just kidding.
And now Steve goes on his 1 hour, too many people get canceled rant.
Right, that's right. This is my cancel culture rant. This is how it happens on a
He had a human's permission.
Listen up, Twitch.
You don't understand.
Louis CK
Cletus's
did
best
nothing
friend
wrong.
is human, all right?
Let me tell you about Dave Chappelle. No, I'm just kidding.
Let me tell you why
They
looking
were
at your dick
making a
for women is
statement.
okay.
Oh boy. And this is how.
Cletus was making a statement with his.
This is how our
right.
stream gets demonetized.
Oh
That's
no,
right, that's
not the
right.
demonetization.
Yeah, that's right. You're not going to make any more money from the D&D streams.
Steve,
I'll have
you're
to
gonna lose your partnership.
Right.
All of our money.
I'm gonna have to go back to hot tub streaming.
Make sure you got a nice mic.
What else am I gonna fart into, Jim? Come on.
I don't know.
All right. So, you guys set up the tiny hut. How are you setting up the tiny hut? Because I know, like in Tomb, we used to set it up in like doorways almost, so that people couldn't get around it. Are we doing a similar thing here, or are we just kind of throwing it where it's most comfortable?
Well, what's in this cave? Is there like a back entrance into this thing?
Roll me
Does it
perception.
escape into the
I'm sorry.
Underdark?
Roll me investigation.
Oh.
You sure it's not perception?
I'm sure it's not perception. Oh, but that's fine because my boy
Tell me
Sarah.
everything about this cave.
You found magic items.
What types of bats live in this cave?
There's no bats. This is a nice cave.
How many stalactites are there in this cave?
Somewhere Bruce
20.
Wayne is very upset with you.
Listen, Bruce Wayne just lives in Batman's attic. Okay, so whatever.
You heard it here, folks. Canceled Bruce Wayne.
By the way, for anybody who hasn't seen the Lego Batman movie, it is the best Batman movie.
Really?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
This next one might give it a run for its money.
Well, I mean, we'll see, but Lego Batman movie, there's more Batman jokes per minute in the Lego Batman movie than in...
There is a lot of Batman jokes in it.
It's insane.
I feel like there are
That's a
close to
movie.
0 Batman jokes in the Batman movies. So.
Right? And that's a problem. That's a problem.
Excuse me, have you not seen the Joel Shoemaker movies?
Oh, Batman and Robin.
I found the bat nipples very tasteful, Kyle.
What about the Bat credit card?
Are you sure?
That credit card is a little too much.
Your life-size poster in your room says you find it a little bit more than tasteful.
It's
More like
I
erotic.
just need it above my bed as the last thing I see each night. Okay.
It's weird that it's.
So tell me
just
about this
nipples.
cave.
Deflect. Pivot.
Roll for deflection.
The cave. It's actually Kyle or not Kyle. Jesus Christ, Austin. You do note. So through your investigation, after you investigated for like 25, 30, like people are setting up camp and getting things ready.
Nah, I got stuff. I got shit to do.
You are very uncomfortable with this cave. You're not. So we're not saying that Sereth in the past was involved in some raiding party, slave taking shenanigans. We wouldn't say that about our good friend Sereth. But if we were to say that, this looks like a classic Underdark trap.
Really?
Yeah, like we're not. It doesn't look like a drow trap, to be fair. The drow are better at their job. They used illusions to hide things, like the obvious, if you're looking for it, back door in the cave. Because that's not a boulder. I mean, it is a boulder, but boulders don't have hinges.
Captain!
Yeah.
I just want to point something out really quickly. I hate to be this guy. I see that everyone's getting all snugged up and ready for bed. But, do you see that on the back wall?
The rock?
Yeah. No, what's on the rock there? That's, listen, that's not a rock.
This is
This
the
is
rock.
a rock.
Yeah.
That's it. There is no rock. That's a door. And
Or no, it's like a little tunnel or something.
no, listen, bud. As someone who used to live in the Underdark, this is definitely an entrance to the Underdark and a trap. We should not stay here.
Well, if that's a very good point. You know what?
Cave I
Here,
found isn't
Here's a
good
torch.
enough.
Go check it out.
No, in fact, Kiwi, the cave you found is too good. You found the perfect cave. It's so good, it's too good to be true. Look how nice this place is. We clearly can't stay here.
Maybe Bledna's got a spell or something.
To make this not the Underdark? Yeah, maybe.
Or, like I don't know, make it a trap or something, or
Yeah. Bledna, can you cast Dispel Underdark on this cave?
Oh, laddie, I can't be doing that. I could be setting an alarm on it though.
there you go.
I also have my great axe of warning.
Steve?
Yeah?
If someone were to cast Shatter above the cave behind the door, would that solve the problem?
You know, if you throw a Molotov cocktail, Bob, boom, you always have a new problem.
That's right.
So, I think the answer...
It's not the good place.
So, yes.
Yes, it is.
So good.
Every time I had a problem, I threw a Molotov cocktail, and then boom,
And
I had a
boom,
new
I
problem.
have a new problem. Oh, Jason.
Okay.
Oh God, there's children staring at me. 1 second.
Yeah, I'm not like a particularly good trap maker person, so I don't.
Right. I don't think we should stay here. Kiwi, I'm so glad you found this place because now you can get a little bit wiser about how probably Duega, right? Set traps?
Wagar?
Yeah.
Maybe, but we're gonna be in the tiny hut, like the magic hut that the Bledna's gonna cast, and it's gonna protect us all. Right, Bledna? It's gonna protect us all.
Well, it's not quite a foolproof protection plan so much as it is immovable.
Yeah, we're movable, and we're protected.
If the drowsy think that it's not a safe place, then maybe we should be moving on.
Where else are we gonna go? Everyone's tired. It's real tired. I'm just so tired.
All right,
I'm
listen.
tired.
Listen, you all can sleep in this trap if you like. I might just keep watch outside if that's the case.
And be captured? I feel like that's a bad idea.
I feel like staying in here might be worse.
So
We're
Bob,
gonna be in the tiny hut again. Tiny hut. Bledna can cast the alarmy thingy. It'll be fine.
Staying awake all night sounds kind of fun. I'm
No,
up
Kiwi.
for that.
We need to put you to
I'm
bed.
not tired.
It is late. It's way past your bedtime.
It's not though. I'm not even tired. Seriously.
I'm getting a PTSD like flashes right now. This is like a serious trigger warning for me.
Fucking bell, cookie!
I am down 0 hit points and I have no spells down and I have no rages down. I'm not
You have
even
no
tired.
spell!
I don't need to go to sleep. No, I don't know spells.
Bob, to answer your question before, theoretically you could collapse the door.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. You're not a geologist, but yeah.
Okay. I pull out the wand and I show it to people. I point to it.
Mhm.
Point to the thing. I got a thumbs up from Moral.
No.
Okay.
No, that's a bad idea.
I see a pointing up from. Okay, good, good. I like that. I got this, which doesn't really communicate much of anything. Okay. Bledna isn't putting input in, so I'll not do it.
I have 2 thumbs up. That's gotta count for something. All right.
No input is good input.
Okay,
We won't do that for now.
We're fine, and I don't know what Sarah's gonna do, but
I mean, couldn't we like set the hut up so that it would block the door from opening?
That's actually a great idea.
You can
Cool.
definitely set it up so that it rubs up against the door.
And then can we cast alarm on like the entrance to the cave?
You could, but as Moral pointed out, he has his axe of alarm.
Yeah.
Oh!
He knows what's up. I forgot about the axe.
yeah, and I'm sharp as a tack. You know, nothing's getting past me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Our fearless leader, everybody.
It is
Thank
smart that
you.
he takes the first watch.
I'm on
He
first
ain't waking
watch,
up for the
don't worry
second.
I like the idea that Captain's always on first watch. Because
Yeah.
it's not a chance he's waking up.
Yeah. Once I'm out. I'm out.
Okay. So, Bledna, is that agreeable? You set the tiny hut up against the trap door in the back of the cave?
Yeah, that's fine. If that's what everybody wants to do.
I'm asking if that's what you want to do. It's your spell.
Well,
You're a
Bledna
strong,
is
independent
very
gnome.
old and very tired, so she thinks it'll probably be fine. We've got an axe that's like, ah! So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you set the tiny hut dome up against the back wall. Is it purple?
it's a dark purple.
Okay, it's a dark purple. All right. Who's taking first watch?
Me.
We staying up all night? Wasn't that the plan?
No, Kiwi, go to bed. Look, I'm gonna give you a little treat on your gums.
No.
Did you just give Kiwi whiskey?
An Irish lullaby.
Fine, well,
Casey, get an inspiration. Sorry. Just a little bit.
Just like that.
Sorry, I also love I just love the idea of Kiwi being like, no, I'm not tired. I'm not going to bed. Kiwi, it's your bed. No. And then, yeah, the captain, I just took a little medicine. It's just... Oh my
Jesus.
god. Kiwi, are you staying up or are you going to go to bed like the captain asked?
No, I'm up.
You're staying up?
Why not?
Okay.
the hour of 1,000 questions is at hand.
Yeah.
See, this is Casey's also getting triggered right now. He's like,
Tell me another story.
This isn't his real life at all.
I'm so glad we play D&D for escapism, you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Classic. Oh
Captain,
my
I'm
god.
hungry. Can I have a snack before bed?
No, go to bed. You already had a snack.
I'm getting excited right now.
No, Jim, don't worry. You've got like 2.5 years before that starts. Until then, they just scream whenever they want anything. Forever.
Doesn't that sound much better?
Yeah.
It does, yeah, absolutely.
Well, maybe you'll be blessed with like a Sam baby who, he just was like the chillest baby of all time. He's just like, sup, I ate, I pooped, cool, I'm gonna sleep, I'm out. As opposed to Gwenna, who's like, what am I, 11 months? I'm gonna kamikaze out of my crib. I'm gonna climb up the bars and launch myself out of my bed. And then I'm gonna scream because I landed on my face. Which is what you do when you're 11-month-old with body control. Strong enough to climb out of the crib, not smart enough to realize maybe I shouldn't do that.
Well,
Guys, that's
she
the
discovered what gravity was.
Right, that's the day she discovered it.
the difference between intelligence and wisdom, right there.
Right. Intelligence, I can probably climb out of this. Wisdom, I could probably jump out of this. Anyway, so Kiwi, who's taking second watch?
I think Sareth is.
Sareth?
Yeah.
All right. So we're just going to assume that the elves are taking
Right
first
now,
and second
then,
watch.
Like, you try to put her to the fucking bed. I'm just tired. I can't.
Did Kiwi stay up all 4 hours with you? That's incredible.
Kiwi doesn't need sleep tonight.
Right. Kiwi, we are on a mission. We're on a secret mission that no one else can know about, alright?
I love Sarah's parenting
He's
ability.
bargaining now. He's gonna bargain.
He's going to bargain. That's a sign of desperation. That means discipline is broken down.
You see, Kiwi, you see that boulder in the back?
I see it, Mr. Sareth.
That's no boulder. It's a door. We need to make sure nothing comes through that door and kills our friends, alright? If you see anything, you want to know some of the things that live in the Underdark that might be behind that door? And I'm just going to start telling about Illithid and Durgar and what else lives in the Underdark? Bugbears, all that good stuff.
So you're saying
Hole.
there's a door
Grell.
and we should go through it.
No, we gotta make sure that door doesn't open. Kiwi, if that door opens, you don't get any treats tomorrow.
I mean, arguable at best.
How loud is this conversation?
Loud enough for you to hear. You're in a.
Alright.
The cave's not that big. It echoes.
And it's echoing. All right. So Moral's stirring, and he's
hut.
getting pissed.
Yeah, you've already had a rough 4 hours.
Exactly. So he casts sleep.
Yes!
I don't think the maximum hit points from sleep can put her out.
If I
I
put
think you have like 60 hit points.
Yeah.
he could try.
Well, it's 5d8. I
Yeah.
don't think
Your
it's gonna
max
work.
is 40, but you know.
All right. I'm still doing it out of principle.
Captain falls asleep.
Yes.
Or actually,
Everyone's like,
Bledna
"Kiwi
falls asleep. Oh, never
Just
mind.
cast it
No.
on
Oh,
yourself.
it's not enough HP to make anybody
not
fall
for
asleep.
not even Bledna.
A bat fall.
Tiny lizard that is hiding on the crevices that passed up.
Well, technically, nothing, no wildlife can get in. So it just deflects harmless. It just doesn't work. It's just like you throw pocket sand in the direction of Kiwi, and nothing happens.
Just go to sleep.
Powerful that you can even handle.
Is that your powerful dance you're doing?
Powerful for your sleep spell.
I rolled 3 ones. on
Yeah, that was a
You
really
said
shitty roll.
You really did.
Terrible roll. Really bad.
That's the one to get it out of the way with.
Yeah, that's good.
My God.
Mr.
All right.
Moral, if you tuck me in, I'll go to bed. But you have to tuck me in and tell me a bedtime story.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Lolth, be with me. Go to bed,
Okay.
Kiwi.
Moral gets up and tucks her in, and then he tells her the story of how his wife died.
Sarah is fascinated.
Yeah,
Sarah
That
listens
one's-
to the entire thing.
that's committed to memory.
Wait, now you have to tell us.
Yeah, I gotta hear the story.
I say it quietly to Kiwi. So she goes,
So you can
No,
roll.
no, 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 no.
You can roll
Sarah
performance or
pulls up
intimidation.
the
I'll let you
next to it.
choose.
I choose intimidation.
Oh my God.
Jesus. Some nightmares today.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
It's so fucked up. Okay.
Please tell me Sarah heard this too. Please.
I kind of like it better if he didn't. So I think so.
This is so good.
Moral gently tucks Kiwi into bed and like leans forward and quietly whispers her a story. And Sarah, you're in the background, kind of like, what's going on? And you see Kiwi's eyes get like wider and wider and wider, and then she shuts them really fast, and then puts a blanket over her head. And Moral's like, all right, mission complete. Like,
Good night, Kiwi. That's so good.
oh my
It's gonna be a
God.
nightmareful night.
Yes. Yes, I will.
Oh my God.
Oh, Moral is the worst.
So good.
Oh my God. It's so good. All right. So sometime in the middle of the second watch, Moral, you finally start getting to sleep. You're like, oh, finally, everything's quiet. And all of a sudden, you hear a voice next to you go, wake up! Wake up! Holy shit, you gotta wake up! Everybody wake up! Come on! Get up! Yo! Hey! You! Big guy with the teeth! Get up! Come on!
I get up and grab the axe that's yelling at me.
Come on! Get your shit! We gotta go! Come on! And about that time, I don't remember, does the axe just yell out, or is it like a telepathic link to you specifically?
I think it can be either.
It's everyone.
It's
I
everyone?
think.
Okay.
Everyone within 30 feet of me cannot be surprised.
All right, so everybody in the hut hears Gilbert Godfrey screaming at the top of his lungs. I can't do a proper Gilbert Godfrey. It probably would literally
destroy
kill you.
your fry. Yeah, it would fry your vocal.
The vocal fry would.
Shut that thing up!
And about that time, the boulder.
You gotta change your voice. It's Christopher Walken now.
God, can I even do Christopher Walken?
Everybody, wake up!
You see.
What
you
you
wake up,
gotta
you're gonna
wake
die.
up. What was that, Mario?
Oh, no, Mario's Chris
It's
Pratt.
me, the axe that tells people to wake up.
No, wrong Christopher. Mario's Christopher Pratt. We're doing Christopher Walken.
Oh, I see. My bad. So anyway, about that time that the boulder door like tries to open, and it opens like an inch, and you guys hear angry muttering from the other side.
I grab both of my swords and jump to my feet.
Does anybody here speak Goblin?
I can.
But do you?
Nope.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Bledna,
I understand it.
You understand it. All right. So basically, from the other side of the door, you hear, "The fuck is this?" Bob, you said that you were on cave duty. Well, okay, hold on. Before you get into blame Bob, let me remind you that Bob had to reschedule because his wife was sick. So Bill said he'd take the shift. And Bill's like, "Oh, okay, hold on." It's pretty much a cascade of goblins blaming each other for the door not being able to open.
Bledna, what is it?
They sounded like goblins.
Do any of them sound like Tom?
Yes.
Who the fuck is Tom?
The good guy. I wish you got to meet him. He's probably dead.
There's apparently a Bob and a Bill.
Nah, I only know one goblin.
I mean, I could be asking if you want.
No, please don't. No.
All right, Bledna, you hear somebody be like, "Can sound be?" I guess we've established sound can't. It doesn't say anything about sound, just spells and physical effects. All right, so you hear everybody shut up! There's somebody in the cave. Like, here, we'll open the door. Oh, I can't. We already established I can't open the door. Everybody else just hears. That's pretty much what it sounds like to everybody but Bledna. To Bledna, it sounds more or less the same, but just a bunch of idiots arguing with each other.
Bledna, should I talk to them?
Do you speak goblin?
I speak something else they might speak. I'd probably wake everyone up.
Oh,
everybody's
awake.
Everybody was awoken by the axe.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kiwi's
great.
just sitting here with her blanket up to her face, turning a little bit pale because she's been terrorized with horrible stories from Sereth about what's behind that door, and she's been traumatized with this story of Moral's wife.
I gotta say, Kiwi,
Sanity score.
your new dads are the worst. You should have stuck with the hags in the camp.
Yeah.
That would have been a
I guarantee you would have been warm for the rest of your life.
I'm gonna start putting on my armor while this is going on because it's gonna take a minute. Anyways.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna just talk to them.
I agree with that. I would also do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say in Undercommon. Right, who the heck is back there?
All right. So you speak in Undercommon, and the goblins go silent. And then in Undercommon, so Blood, now you hear, is that fucking Undercommon? I don't. It sounded like it. Who's here speaks Undercommon? I don't speak Undercommon. I speak little. You took one semester. One. You took a single semester of Undercommon, and you failed. It's like, okay, all right. Raise your hands here. Who speaks best Undercommon? It's me. It's Bill. So everybody, shut up. I'll handle this.
Blana, what are they saying?
A lad named Bill is going to be talking to you now.
Great. Before he can say anything, I'm gonna say in Undercommon. Is that Bill again?
It's like, oh shit, she knows your name, Bill. It's like, shut the fuck up. Hello? Where is the library?
State your business and your faction. The House Fethethriel have claimed this cave for a scouting mission.
What did he say? Shut up, I'm trying to listen. What?
If you do not depart, you will ruin the mission of the house, the Dark Elf House Fethethriel.
Oh God, when you speak like that, I just want to slit your throat.
All right. So there was definitely something about a house. I think something moved into the cave. And what? What do you want from me? That's what it said. It said a house. It said house elf. Maybe it's a house elf. It's like asking it what it wants. Like, okay, I'm getting there. All right, you hear the goblin. Hello, friend. What is your name? My name is Bill. I like disco.
I think I'm just gonna say Bill, Bob, silence or death. Choose.
Okay, so I think I figured out what she said. I think she said silence or cheese. I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would she say silence or cheese, Bill? I took one semester, okay?
I think while this is all going on, I gotta be like, everybody ready. Get your swords, get your swords.
Strapping straps. And probably helping Noel because he's got like full plate on or something.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
I should, but I don't. Because I made a mistake.
Hello, friend. Please, door to open.
I look at Madge and I just go, to Magpie.
Wait, what do you? I'm
Wants you to
reading
read
it.
his head.
Yeah, I'm telepathically connecting to our friend.
Do we want to fight these guys or wait for them to leave?
A shrug.
I turn to
You're asking
Captain
the
and I
Birdman
shrug.
what he wants to do.
I turn to the
I
Captain
pull
and
out the
I
wand.
shrug.
I pull out the wand.
Like Moral's just like,
I turn to the Captain and I'm like,
What? I don't know what's. I'm. Are we?
You see Magpie pull the wand out again, and
No. What are you doing that for? Put that away.
Are you gonna collapse the tunnel on them?
well,
Parents
that's
with
what.
the boomstick.
No.
I say in undercommon, why are you here?
oh, okay. He asked why. Why what? I don't know why. He said why. Probably why are we here?
There we go.
It's like, oh, well, that makes sense. Tell him that we're here, because we are offering them food because they look hungry, so that when he opens the door, we murder them. I was like, gotcha.
Blenda heard that,
Hello,
right?
friend. Food, please, for you.
All right.
Good food for you.
I'm in Sarah's ear, and I said, "Oh, lad, they're talking about coming in to murder everybody."
Right. All right. We're gonna really flip the script on them. Everyone ready? In 3, and I cast mirror image on myself.
Wait, what?
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 What script are you talking about?
I don't.
We're gonna murder them before they get the chance.
The door's still not gonna open. There's still a small, impenetrable, immovable, magical wall there. Just
Oh,
throwing that
that's
out.
right.
I mean, theoretically, they could go all the way around, or
Battle? Are we leaving? What's going on? I'm just.
Well, as long as me hut be staying up, they can't be getting through that door.
Well, I'm up now. Let's just go.
All right, if that's what you want to do.
Just start going. Let's start
How
marching.
much room do I need to cast Fireball?
Well, it's a 20-foot radius, right? So you need
20
at least
Wait.
20 feet.
20.
Bledna, are
Right,
you
but like,
thinking of?
if there's like an inch, can I cast it
Yeah,
through the hole?
you can cast it on yourself if you want, but I mean,
Well, I don't want to do that.
yeah, you need to have line of sight.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So the thing is that because the creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast a spell, can move through it freely. So you could leave the dome there and leave
Yep.
Yeah.
if you wanted to.
That's why I'm getting ready to go. I'm up. I can't go to sleep again.
We're
I got
out.
my armor on.
I did not realize that. Let's get out of here.
Okay. We head out, I guess.
Adios, suckers!
Wait, we're just leaving the hut?
Get out of there anyway. Why don't we just sleep?
Wait. Here's my question. What's your range for the hut?
Hold on.
It probably has a duration.
It has a
it's-
duration. It's 8 hours.
Yeah.
No. Right.
So it's there for 8 hours unless someone comes along and dispels it.
I thought there was. Hold on. The spell ends if you leave its area.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So if he leaves the hut, it disappears.
Bye, Bledna.
Well, it doesn't say if I leave the hut. It's if I leave the area.
Probably the area effect.
Yeah, the area of effect, which is the hut.
Okay. Oh yeah, it says if you leave its area.
Mhm.
So there you go.
Is there any loose rocks around the cave? Large rocks.
Yeah, probably.
Boulders, if you will.
Well, small, not like a whole ass boulder, but there's like smaller big rocks.
Going to night
Casey's going to tuck Kiwi in.
As you do.
Wait, is everybody really leaving the cave? That doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
I don't know yet.
They can't get through for 8 hours.
I mean, how many hours has it been?
It's been about 4
Like-
hours.
So 4 more hours.
I vote for the boomstick.
No.
All right. Y'all are
I mean, if
welcome
I
to go
leave,
back to sleep.
leave the hut, then the spell dissipates and we fight right now. Is that what we wanted to do?
I heard what's behind that door is really scary, so I vote that we don't let it out.
I want to see how long we can go without having a combat.
The obvious answer is to shatter the ceiling on top of the goblins.
Yep.
I mean, we could. Well,
Listen. I'm all for that plan. I want to cast my vote for that plan.
For plan shatter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 3.
All right, let's shatter it and go back to bed, I guess.
Okay.
no. You shatter it, it's gonna fall on heads.
No,
No, because we've got a wall of force.
You
You know
just
what
shatter
happens if
on
we
the
get-
inside and not the outside.
Yeah. You know what happens if we get stuck in here? We just cast shatter a few more times, Casey. It's fine.
We're just gonna dig our way. It's gonna be like Dig Dug, man.
Move. That's right.
Quit this group.
Do you know how hard it would be for them to find us if we are in a cave-in?
First of all, how are you even awake?
Woke me up.
Nah. You were passed out drunk. I hear it.
It's magic,
Nothing
man.
waking you up.
No, it's a magic axe. It says it in the description. Everybody in
That's
30
right.
feet.
Everybody 30 feet.
That's
He's
true.
just wicked hungover right now. He's just like he's got the sweats. He's got the spins. He's
Yeah.
got this flask. Yes.
I think I'm gonna say to the goblins, if you can stick your fingers through the little crack in the door, we'll open it.
Guys, I got nothing. Something about a door. I'm sorry. You're right. I should have not gone to community college. You were
I'm
right.
just gonna walk out the cave. I'm just walking out. Okay.
All right, you walk out of the cave.
Yeah, I just go. I sit down. I start drinking again. Drinking and just rolling dice to myself and muttering.
Great. Listen, I've had a full night's sleep. Y'all can do whatever you want.
Have we had a full night's sleep?
The Seraph
I
has.
have.
'Cause
Sarah
he,
does.
he only needs 4 hours because he's an elf.
Oh.
Nobody else has. Everybody else is tired as hell.
I don't need
Yeah,
sleep.
I think I got 4 hours, right? That's what we're saying.
Right, which is not sufficient.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why can't we just go back to sleep with the door there? We got some annoying talking
I mean,
goblins,
we
but other than
absolutely
that,
can.
I mean, I can also cast alarm.
I mean, we know they're there.
Yeah.
exactly.
Let's just go to bed. All in favor?
I'm outside.
Well, Bledna's gonna curl back up. She feels safe in her tiny hut.
I'm still in favor of blowing it up.
I am too, man.
Well, now it's 3 against 2.
Alright,
That's
well,
majority.
Well, how about this? If they're still there in the morning, we'll leave the cave and then blow it up.
Perfect.
That's a good plan. Or we could all run out now. Sorry.
No,
We
because
run
then
out now, and then Bledner runs out and we blow it up.
we'd have to cast a new tiny hat.
I mean, it is a ritual. Just throwing that out there.
Oh,
Tiny
that's
hut?
Yeah.
It's not a ritual.
What? Yeah, it is.
No.
Because Rogelio cast it as a ritual. Yeah, 3rd level evocation ritual.
If not for wizard, apparently.
Bard and wizard, it absolutely is.
Really? How come it doesn't
Yeah.
say ritual
an
on my
R.
sheet at all?
It should say it right next to evocation, but it's a ritual for both bards and wizards.
Under casting time, it says 1 minute. It has that R. That means it's a ritual.
Mine doesn't have an R.
How about above the 1 minute next to evocation?
Nope.
Well, spoilers.
I mean, I'm
it's a ritual.
It is a ritual. Yeah.
I don't know if this will show exactly what it shows for mine, but that's how it shows up for me.
Yeah, there should be ritual next to either evocation or next to the 1 minute, but it's a ritual.
Or next
Okay.
to the spell name too, like in D&D
Mhm.
Beyond. It
Yeah,
just-
it's like I was just like alarm shows ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And it says it.
yeah, no, it's definitely a ritual. So that's the
Okay.
good news.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good news is you still have a third level spell slot. Okay, so what's the plan here, guys? We've been talking around it for like 20 minutes now. What's
I think we go to bed.
Yeah, I think the plan is go back to sleep. Good night.
All right, so the goblins yell out some more gibberish through some more undercommon, something about going to the pool and asking your mother's name, asking what your hobbies are, until eventually they kind of mutter to themselves in Goblin, more or less the lines of, "Look, this door's fucking stuck. We're not going to get in here tonight. Let's just go kill some more elves. You're all in favor? Yeah, cool, great." And then they wander off. Okay. Everybody gets a long rest, unless I have to ask the captain. Were you staying out on the side of the mountain drinking and dicing for the rest of the night? All right, the captain does not get a full rest, so he has to make
Jesus Christ.
another exhaustion check, but this time the DC is 20.
Nice. And you're already exhausted, right?
No,
No, he's
it
fine.
was me and Bledna.
Oh, okay. Good deal.
And I'm not exhausted anymore, right?
Correct. All
Now
right,
I'm
so
exhausted.
you are exhausted. It was a long night. You all roll out of the cave, and the captain's there, and he reeks of alcohol. He's got 12 o'clock shadow, which on an elf is real bad. He's just a hot mess. A hot mess.
You everybody got some breakfast? I'm starving.
Oh, laddie. We've been needing to get you into a rehab program, don't we?
Yeah, let's go. Rehab. Woo! Onwards!
Oh boy.
Look at this. Here's my
Ladies
back.
and gentlemen, our fearless leader.
I'm a fearless leader. Thank you, Saris.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you bet. Which way?
That way.
Great.
Yeah, that way.
Did you just
I
point
cast-
back at the cave,
I
though?
cast mage armor on myself again.
Good call. Good call.
Same.
All right. That's actually a good place to pause it for now. On account of it is almost 8 o'clock, so we'll start doing the wind down. We'll start with clocks. We're gonna tick that up by 1. Does anybody have any clocks they want to start, or any clocks they would like to increase?
Yep. Put one more in the counter spell.
Thought you might say that. That'll cost you 1 inspiration.
That is a-okay.
And this one ticks up by 1. Okay. Anybody else want to tick up a clock or start a new clock?
I'll tick up researching the Raven Queen.
Very good.
I'll do counterspell.
Woo!
Oh, sweet. It's done.
It is done. Together you have researched counterspell.
So does that mean I just add it to my learned spells?
Mhm.
Or is that okay?
I will do the same thing.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Learned spells.
That's rad.
Now bards are like wizards, right? They can just add spells to the repertoire. They don't have to. They're not like sorcerers.
I don't know. I think.
Well, find out this week, and then.
Yeah, I'll look into how bards learn spells.
Okay. Anybody else want to mess
I don't
with any
think
clocks?
counterspell is on the bard spell list, though. Now that I'm looking at it, it is not on the bard spell list.
All right. Well, then you can't actually cast.
It should be. It should be.
Um,
I'm positive it is.
I think it is if you're a lore
Is
bard.
a sorcerer, warlock, and wizard spell.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you're a lore bard, you can pick it
thing.
up at 6th level,
Right.
which makes sense. I can pick it up at 10th level,
So Bledna can cast
but that's
it, though.
okay because that was really what I was going for, was making sure that Bloodnut can cast counterspell.
Bledna can cast counterspell now. Seraph, you cannot, because it is your warlock spells are not researched; they're granted.
Yeah.
If you level up and want
And-
to change your spells, you can. But
Bard, you have a limit to the number of known spells you can have.
Yes, sure do.
So you can't add more spells unless you drop the other one.
Yeah.
gotcha, makes sense. Okay, well that's cool though. That Bledna having counterspell is going to be a huge boon, assuming that she memorizes it for the day.
Yep.
And okay, no new clocks or anything.
No.
For me.
Captain goes to rehab.
You want to spend inspiration for that?
We're
I
on
already,
the
spent, I already
road.
spent mine, so
Oh, okay. Well, it's going to be hard to find a rehab clinic on the road anyway. Maybe one of those revival tents.
I mean we could go cold turkey. Just lock them in a cave.
I'm gonna check off one of my wine skins that are now empty.
Okay. Ooh, it's going to be bad. You run out of those.
I have at least another one.
Yikes.
Oh, I'm looking forward
Not
to
good.
when you run out of those. That's going to be good.
Not good.
Okay. Any questions or comments before we end tonight? I need to think of an appropriate award for Jimmy breaking me, because that was Jim Morrill tucking Kiwi in with the story of his dead wife was probably the highlight of the game for me personally, because that was hilarious.
That was incredible.
I mean, I could see that. I mean, is that like K point worthy?
I'm wondering. It might be, because
I could see it because it was excellent.
it was
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah, we'll say it is. So, Jim, you get a K point. A K point is, it's not on the character sheet. I'll probably make a certificate or something for it, but it's basically you have one plot point. It can be used to rewrite history. It can be used to basically, you can use it to rewrite history or get a cool magic item. Those are basically the uses for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
And for the magic item, like, the sky's pretty much the limit. It's just
Oh, okay. Go very fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Holy Avenger is on the table.
I think in a game somebody asked for a lightsaber once.
Yeah.
They're like, I want a lightsaber. I'm like, I don't. Shit. Okay. Like, I got nothing. What am I gonna say? But
Okay. Cool.
anyway, it's a one-time use. Often kept in people's back pockets for shit goes really, really wrong. Casey, thank you for using the Devil's Bargain today.
Mhm.
That whole scenario went way better than I expected. I honestly thought it was going to take up most of the session, and it did not do that.
No, that was great.
The apparatus of Koichi, son of a bitch. Like, the only items you can't get are like plot items. Like, you guys are on a quest for a book right now. You can't be like, I find the book on the road. No, fuck you. You're good. You can't do that. But I should say within reason is the caveat.
Right. I can't rewrite history. Now the darkness is gone.
Right.
That would be.
It'd be too much. Too much.
We're in the other campaign now. Key point drop.
Everybody's alive. Mic drop. Fuck this
We win.
campaign.
Jimmy just goes, K-Point, I'm the DM now.
Hey, you know what? I wish you well of it. Let's go.
It's easy. There's no combats.
Motherfucker. Casey has one also. He's like, we're playing Tullus. I'm like, God, no, please no.
Did you please tell me you had another thing you were gonna throw at us at night just now?
I had. If you watch the replay on you, like if you watch it, which I know you're not going to, but I was like quickly setting up like an encounter, for you guys to do, but then I was like, I find a cave. I'm like, I'm just gonna pull a Tolkien on this one. This is easy. I read The Hobbit. I know what's up in mountain caves. And then you're like, tiny hut. I'm like, God. Come on! This is
what was that, 4?
Yeah,
4 now?
With a
I think it's
goblin
3. I think this is the 3rd game without combat.
Yeah.
Let's see, it was
the
Red Hollow Inn.
Red Hollow Inn, and then On the Road, and now the Army Encampment. So 3 games, no combat. D&D, everybody.
I'm considering it 4 different combats we've.
I am too. I'm with you, Austin, because we dodged 2.
We dodged 2 different combats today.
That's true.
We did.
Didn't have to fight anyone in the encampment, and we didn't have to fight anyone in the cave. That's insane.
It's true.
Keep taunting me about this.
Probably made a centaur have to fight somebody with his nasty fart, though.
His nasty fart, yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Listen. It's all 4 of those fights are gonna come back in force in one of these episodes.
That's right. All right. Well, thanks for playing, everybody. I had a good time. It was actually excellent. I'm going to end the stream